You're listening to the Influence Economy podcast, where we turn your voice into value and your visibility into bankable opportunities. And the reason why I do this, and I would love right now if you would just share this episode, is because I feel that far too many women are living beneath their profit potential. And everyone does not know where to start in order to fix this. And so, the more times that these episodes are shared, the more people that can be exposed to the shifts that are going to be required in order to really own their influence. So I appreciate you listening and I appreciate you sharing. I'm your host, Shayna Davis, and today I want to talk about the internal blocks that keep too many brilliant women from going after big deals, especially if they are corporate deals. And oftentimes, if you've been listening to the show any amount of time, you know that I'm typically sharing strategy. And I believe that the personal growth and development and the obstacles that can get in the way when it comes to things that are going on the inside, things that are going on in our mindset, is strategy as well. And if you would have asked me this 10, maybe probably 15, 20 years ago, I would have said, I don't want anything to do with the personal development, like just teach me the how to's. And what I recognize is that without proper personal growth and development, it can be very difficult for the how to stick. And so today, that's what we want to talk about. We want to talk about those internal blocks. What is going on in your head and in your heart when you have made the decision that you want to go after bigger deals? And I know that there are so many brilliant women that this happens to. It happened to me, and it is also something that is very prevalent in most of the clients that I work with, or even potential clients that I talk to that won't move forward. And it's not because they aren't qualified, not because they aren't ready, but because they're still believing that they have to become someone else in order to be taken seriously by a company that is going to give them a big deal. And this episode is about dismantling that myth. It's about upgrading your mindset before you ever upgrade your offer, because you don't need to reinvent yourself to play at a higher level. You just need to learn how to own the power of who you already are. So let's get into it. I want to take you back a little bit to when I first got started. When I first started coaching after selling my previous business, I was excited. I had a extremely successful and lucrative healthcare staffing agency, and people were coming to me and they were asking me, like, how did you start a business? How did you grow a business? Maybe you should teach some of these classes at church, et cetera, et cetera. And I was really excited when I realized, like, not only was I good at starting and growing businesses, but I was also good at teaching other people how to do the same thing. And how many of you know that that is a completely different skill set? Everyone that is good at doing something is not necessarily good at teaching and mentoring and coaching others in the same arena that they have had good success. So I decided that I was going to sell my business and I was going to become a business coach. And I was so excited about it. But quickly, I started noticing a pattern. I was having conversations with people who they loved what I was saying, but they either couldn't afford to invest or they didn't value investing in themselves in the first place. I'd had all these conversations like, oh, I would love to work with you. I would love to do that, but I just don't have the money. And even if you offered a payment plan, they still had to pray about it and consult with the moon and stars and talk to their spouse. And it was like, what in the world? And I just remember thinking to myself, why am I working harder now than I was when I had a whole other company to run? I knew the strategies that I was teaching could work. I had the results, I had the receipts, but I was playing small with my pricing, my offers, and especially my audience. I want you to hear that. It's usually not your offer, it's usually not your expertise. It's almost always your audience. Now, are there some other things that can be upgraded? Yes. But I had a bold decision to make, and I made that bold decision. And I thought to myself, like, what if I could help bigger companies get the same results? I'm helping business owners become productive and effective and efficient. And I'm sure that I could probably like help the managers at these companies across town do the exact same thing. And I'm sure that they value investing in their people, and I know that they have the money to pay me as well. And so I just started to ask myself, like, what if I could help them get the same results and finally be paid what my work is actually worth? But then that's when the doubt crept in. I'd never sold to corporate clients. I didn't know their language. I'm air quoting if you're not watching the video. Like, I didn't know their language, their process, their decision makers. And that little voice inside of my head started whispering, like, who are you to go after that kind of deal? Like, you're not corporate. You're not polished enough. You've never sold to them before. What if they don't take you seriously? All of these thoughts were going through my head. Sound familiar? And that's the trap. Not a lack of experience, not a lack of expertise, just a lack of belief. Belief that you're already powerful enough, already capable enough, already the woman who belongs in the room. And once I caught that, everything changed. Because the truth is, I didn't need to become someone new. I needed to see myself clearly. And more importantly, I needed to position myself accordingly. And it took me about 18 to 20 months to figure that out and crack the code. And I've been landing big deals since then, and also have been teaching other entrepreneurs and business owners how to do the same as well. And if that's where you are right now, then this episode is your permission, and it's your permission slip to stop shrinking. So, I want to break down the three biggest lies that keep smart, capable women from getting in the room where high value deals are made. Lie number one: you need a total rebrand to be taken seriously. And that could not be further than the truth. You don't need a brand new logo, a sleek pitch deck, or to start talking like a corporate consultant overnight. You just need to reposition what you already have. Often your expertise is already deal worthy, but your packaging is talking to consumers, not companies. And that's not about reinvention, that's about refinement. How do you upgrade how you frame what it is that you do and the value that you bring in a way that it speaks to corporate decision makers, in a way that it demonstrates that you actually solve the real business problems that they recognize that they have and that they recognize are urgent enough for them to spend the money to fix. Lie number two: you have to be chosen to play bigger. Corporate isn't some exclusive club where you need an invite to walk in. Like, they don't have their own lingo that you have to have a dictionary to figure out how to talk to them. Decision makers are looking for people who can solve problems, bring clarity, and drive results. And if that's you, you're already qualified. You don't need permission, you need positioning. And lie number three: if you haven't done it before, you're not ready. And listen, every industry, every deal, every first time success had a before. I didn't have corporate experience when I closed my first deal, but I did have outcomes, and that's what I sold. When you speak in outcomes, revenue gained, time saved, visibility earned, um, trust fostered, people hired, people staying, you're already speaking their language. You don't need experience in their world. You just need to translate your value to their world. So now that you know those lies, let's talk about what to do instead. If you're sitting on powerful work but still hesitating to pitch yourself for the level you know you belong at, here are three internal shifts to make now. Number one, and I don't really love this word, but this is a word that people recognize, but trade imposter syndrome for evidence. You have proof, like look at your past results, the client who tripled the revenue, the audience you built, the framework you created that gets people real wins. That's not theory, that's authority. So write down 10 receipts right now. Read them before you pitch anything. That's your armor. Number two, replace I'm not ready with I'm resourceful. When I was scared to approach companies, I reminded myself, I know how to learn. I know how to figure it out. I'm a businesswoman, not a beginner. I know where to go to find the help. And if I don't, I can find somebody that can help me. And that belief gave me courage. Courage doesn't mean that you're not scared. It just means that you trust yourself anyway, and you're willing to trust the process, and you're willing to learn what it is that you have to learn. And more importantly, you're willing to try some stuff until you figured it out. Remember, I said it took me a long time. Now, the reason why it took me so much longer than what it has to take you is because at the time there was really not many people out there to teach you how you get your foot in the door with these big companies. Thankfully, I'm here now, and there are other resources that are out there as well. And then number three, shift from seeking approval to standing in authority. You don't need anyone to validate your voice. What you need is to speak like a woman who already knows her value. So start by auditing your language. Are you using phrases like just starting out or hoping to connect? You got to cut that out. You got to use strong, clear positioning. Like, I help companies increase revenue through X. My clients include brands who have achieved Y because of Z, and they don't have to be companies that are their size before. They're paying you for the results that you get, not necessarily who you have achieved those results for in the past. That is the language of leadership. And if you take nothing else away from today's episode, take this. You don't have to wait until you feel completely confident. You don't have to rebrand your whole business. You don't have to get an MBA or corporate experience first. You just need to start showing up as the woman who knows what she brings to the table. Because when you upgrade your mindset, your offers follow. And when you believe in your value, others will too. If this resonated with you and you're ready to start attracting premium level opportunities without changing everything about your brand, I've got something for you. It's called the Deal Attracting Makeover, and it is a workbook that helps you upgrade your brand and your platform so that it speaks to corporate buyers, sponsors, and strategic partners. And the best part is that you can complete it in under an hour. There's no overhaul, there's no guesswork, just smart tweaks that instantly elevate how you show up. So you can head to dealreadyplatform.com and grab your copy of the makeover today. Again, that's dealreadyplatform.com. You don't need to become someone new to land bigger deals. You just need a platform that shows decision makers who you really are. So thank you for tuning in to the Influence Economy podcast. Share this episode with another woman who's done playing small, and I'll see you next time where we will continue turning your influence into income. The entire month this month, we are talking about landing bigger deals. So I hope that you will go back and listen to previous and future episodes as well. Have a great day. Bye bye.